I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change. I think that was, that's what got date 2 in the books, probably.
Plenty to talk about.
My name is Hurd, I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is September 26, 2023. It is 12:11 a.m. I've been sitting behind my desk and I've been watching some crazy YouTube videos, and I was like, I better get started because the night really goes really quick. All right, so this is my back end. 3,267 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. This is the my estimate revenue, $305.86. We passed the threshold of 200, so now we're under 3. We're crawling up very slowly. Yesterday I put a lot of some short videos out, so yeah, I guess some of you have seen it, and I guess through those short videos I got some new subscribers, so there they are. Check them out. And yeah, so let's one more analytic, so let's just, for record purposes, oh wow, 9,519 views in the last 48 hours. Okay, so that's a record right there. Okay, with that being said, let's go on Twitter. I have several I don't know if I have the energy tonight to record them. This is brand new. This is a brand new list. All of this brand new list. But this one, I keep on carrying it over from last couple of days. So I don't know if I'll have the energy to do them, but I leave it for last. So that was from the 25th. Took from the 25th. Carry them over. Alright, so this is the first tweet right here. The SAG Writer Award, and I highly suggest to you guys, those who don't have time to be on Twitter and things like that, keep checking my community board. I haven't posted much on IG. Sometimes I do, but lately I haven't put anything, especially during the Invictus. But if I'm at my computer, it's really quick to take some screenshot, put them on my community board for you guys, so you'll be informed. I know some of you don't have the time to go on Twitter, so I try my best to keep you informed with whatever the squad are talking about, and some very important issues. Sometimes it may not even be about the squad or the Sussexes. Okay, so this is the first tweet. Like this one, for instance, has nothing to do with the Sussexes. In some way, maybe there is, because now they have a business, Archwell, so, and they do, communication, and they have other branches within the Archwell. So maybe this might affect them in some shape or form. All right. After several long consecutive days of negotiation, the WGA and the AMPTP, which stand for the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, that's what it stands for, have reached a tentative deal on a new contract and a major development that could precipitate the end of the historic 146 days writers' strike. So there's an article here. The link is in the description. I already took the link. All right, so that's the Writers Guild reached tentative agreement with studios and streamers. All right. So let's see here. The parties came to term on a provisional 3-year agreement, which will need to be ratified by WGA members to take effect. All right. So so far they agreed, but it's not yet concrete yet. So WGA members need to look at it as well. And someone put, there's a retweet that I saw that was laughing about this. I don't know what Drew Barrymore had said, but it seems like Drew Barrymore did something and reflect to that. I don't know what it was. Okay, let's go. Major step toward getting everyone back to work, especially for the TV business, which will need some time to get script ready before they can start shooting again. Many shows at least hoping for who's that? Okay, the SAG deal by end of October. Crossing fingers, finally. Okay, that's an ad. Okay, I'm happy for the writers. They deserve better. Can't wait for them to get back to work. Congrats. And now what about the actor strikes? Okay, exhale. Now back to the writer's room. Hopefully it's over. I want my movies and shows back. Congratulations to the WGA and its union members, inspiring for the world to see. So happy for you guys, buddy, praying hard. Yeah, it is very inspiring for other countries. Oh my God, the other day I came across a tweet on Twitter that there was some kind of a protest that was going on in the UK, and the person who was posting it saying that no other platform want them to post it. So, oh Lord, wants them to post it. I wanted to share it with you.
Guys, I've been blocked from posting live on Instagram or Twitter or anything else. As you can see, the crowd in London for the Worldwide Rally is endless. Down the street and around the block, and still far enough behind and still coming. They blocked me from posting any of this, so I gotta take a few small clips just to show you the amount of people here. It's gonna take me 20 minutes to run to the front of this pack. This is United Non-Compliance, ladies and gentlemen. This is the people ready to just say no. I'm gonna run to the front and I'm gonna make another video. Let's see how long it takes me.
Okay, so let me see what they're saying here. Okay, I think this one I have it. The parties, that's my next tweet right here. The parties came to term on a provisional 3-year agreement, which will need to be ratified by WGA members to take effect. Okay, can't wait to see the movie. Okay, but I still have to wait till next year to see my fall lineup on NBC. Right, that's an ad. Okay, so let's see what are they saying. I'll read maybe the first couple paragraphs. All right. Oh, where's the top? Okay, so there it is here. Come on. There's a minute and... Okay, so let's listen to this. Maybe that tell us.
In a significant development that could bring an end to the historic 146-day writer strike, the union and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers announced a provisional deal on Sunday. The WGA negotiating committee informed members, "We have reached a tentative agreement on a new 2023 MBA, which is to say an agreement in principle on all deal points, subject to drafting final contract language. We can say with great pride that this deal is exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of the membership. The parties came to terms on a provisional 3-year agreement, which will need to be ratified by WGA members to take effect. The union's negotiating committee asked for patience during this time, saying what remains now is for our staff to make sure everything we have agreed to is codified in final contract language. And though we are eager to share the details of what has been achieved with you, we cannot do that until the last I is dotted. In the meantime, the WGA has suspended picketing while reminding members that no one is to return to work until the union gives the green light.
Good.
For much more insight and details to the story, head to the article on thr.com. And for the latest entertainment news and updates, keep watching the Hollywood Reporter News.
Okay, so that pretty much sums up everything. And the thing is that these people, this is why a lot of politicians don't want union. This is why they don't like union, because together, when people come together, they become a force to deal with. And like this, one of the comments said, I hope people watch this. This is like a model for the world to see. This is what union is all about, because it benefits everybody. All right. Let's go to my next tweet. So I just tackled 2 tweets here on my list. Let's go to my next one. Okay, so this one seems to be enough. It's my third one, similar to the same topic. Yeah, I think that was this tweet that was mentioning about the Barrymore done effed up. This is why there is safety in numbers and you never break the line. Now she'll be remembered for disloyalty when all she had to do was wait a week. So okay, wait a week. Maybe her show. Okay, I have no idea what she did. Okay, let's see here. Congrats to the WGA, dear members. Let's put it. We have reached a tentative agreement on a new 2023 MBA, which is to say an agreement and principle on all deal points subject to drafting final contract language. This is where it's very crucial. Now this was a verbal. From my understanding, this was a verbal agreement. Now their lawyers gonna have to sit down, because they did say the WGA members needs to look at it. So they're gonna look at it, whichever. See if everybody's agree with that. Then the lawyers need to sit down, draft the wording and the contract, and make sure that whatever they say verbally is what is written on the contract, because this is where things will be very subjected to be misinterpreted or whatever. So once they finish writing it on the paper, those people who are out there picketing, it's not done yet. They need to go and read the contract and see what they agreed on is what it is, because moving forward, nobody should be stepping out of line and do something different. And then you could be called to court, and then that's where you're going to spend some money. All right, so this is very crucial. The language, contract language. What we have won in this contract, most particularly everything we have gained since May 2nd, is due to the willingness of this membership to exercise its power, to demonstrate its solidarity, to work side by side, to endure the pain and uncertainty of the past 146 days. It is the leverage generated by your strike, in concert with the extraordinary support of our union's siblings, that finally brought the companies back to the table to make a deal. At some point, they're going to have to sit down, because they cannot do everything. Many of these people are just business people. They have no business. They went nowhere in school to do some of the things those people were doing. The actors, the writers, some people really take their writing seriously. So these people, the companies, many of them, I'm not saying it's all, many of them have no clue in terms of the writing aspect, but they just know how to make certain decisions. Okay, we can say with great pride that this deal is exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of the membership. Because through that, I've learned even people who work in the studios that just clean up and do different things, because this is what makes the thing works. So everyone in that particular sector gained from that strike. Okay, I have some videos that in and out, that talks about it. Wow, a whole week, how embarrassing. Okay, this comment is making reference to Drew Barrymore.
Your favorite things that you've been watching for years, and you know those actors that you go, oh, there's that guy on that show. You may not necessarily know their names. You may see me on the show, you may not know my name, but you've seen me on a lot of things. Those actors are working class actors. We're literally working paycheck to paycheck. It takes $26,000 to qualify for your life health insurance for SAG-AFTRA. A guest star on a show, producers will do top of show. This is a verbiage that they created. It's not in our contracts, it's what they created. So they're not going to budge above whatever their top of show is. Top of show generally could be anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 or $8,000 an episode. Maybe that sounds great. So say I cobble together 2 or 3 guest stars during this a year. People, our audiences sees me on 3 or 4 different shows, and they're like, wow, that actress is working, she's doing all this stuff. I still, by doing that with Top of Show, I have still not qualified for my health insurance. We literally are going paycheck to paycheck. Back in the day, we used to have quotes that once you've been working for a certain amount of time, you're working really hard to get your quote up, to get your salary up. They decided to get rid of that, so they no longer acknowledge or respect that. This industry is one of the few industries that seniority, that being in this industry for a long time, that gathering up an amazing resume doesn't mean anything to them. They literally, yes, there is some very wealthy actors, absolutely. There's 160,000 members in our union, 160,000. 1% are the top grossers, 1%. And of that, maybe 2% are the ones that literally support and uplift our union and keep the insurance going. Everybody else is below the line. People don't realize that SAG-AFTRA is not just actors. We're broadcasters, we're stunt coordinators, stunt workers, we're dancers and singers and voiceover artists. There's a huge umbrella that we encompass, and 98% of those people are below the line, are struggling to make a living in an industry that we all know is making billions. I think about this all the time. We talk about this in our caucuses. Back in the day, we used to talk about millions. Everybody wanted to make millions, and oh, wouldn't that be amazing? These people are making billions, and yet they don't have money to give us just a scooch more to contribute to our pension and health, to allow us to qualify for our health insurance. We have actors that you all will recognize. You will know us from that guy on that show that have been lost their insurance, no longer qualify, and are hustling just to get a day on a job to just pay their rent, not even their insurance, their rent. This is a serious, crucial moment. It's this sounds hyperbolic or whatever, but it is a life or death situation, because we're talking about taking care of our families, taking care of our loved ones, if our parents, if they're getting older. You always, as a child, you want to be able to contribute. Should I be at this age still asking my parents for money? No, I should be taking care of my parents.
Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. I think I'm done with this, with the writer strikes. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so did I put this on the I was supposed to, but I forgot. Okay, heard it all now. Prince Harry should make up. Yes, I did respond to it. Okay, I think I wanted to make a video out of it to put it on like on a short, but I forgot. Okay, heard it all now. Prince Harry should make up and link arms with his worthless father, who was unmoved by the death threats he got, double down and remove his security and secure UK home and sign a deal with his abusers, Daily Mail, all in order to stop the royal family looking silly. There's that. 22 seconds. Let's listen.
Absolutely right, Maureen. So I'm going to ask you, given that we don't know, or we can't guarantee that we know very much about this situation, maybe just on a reputational basis, it works best for both Harry and King Charles if they can come together and find some common ground in order to stop the royal family looking so silly.
I agree with you.
Absolutely right, Maureen. So I'm...
It's not Harry's fault. The institution put that on themselves. Harry is doing his own thing. And this is why I was like, I'm so happy they disassociate themselves with Harry as Harry was moving along. Okay, took everything away from him, all those patronages and all of that. Harry wasn't fazed. But now Harry had to come for reputational purposes. It was like maybe around here where she said it. Let's listen again.
If they can come together and find some common ground in order to stop the royal family looking so silly.
Not that one. Yeah, this is looking silly is up to the royal family. They put that on themselves, I think. Let's move it back here. Reputational purposes.
Reputational basis, it works this situation. Maybe just on a reputational basis, it works best for both Harry and King Charles.
Okay, no, it will be for what is it, for Charles, not Harry. Harry, ever since he left, Harry has held his head high, and he said it in Victor's game in terms of your values, your core values. Like when he said, when I ask my son Archie what he wants to do when he grows up, it's your character that matters.
Because to be role models, or the role models that each of you are, takes strength and it takes courage. When I talk to my son Archie about what he wants to be when he grows up, some days it's an astronaut, other days it's a pilot, a helicopter pilot, obviously. Or Quasi from Octonauts. If you're laughing, then you've seen it. But what I remind him is that no matter what you want to be when you grow up, it's your character that matters most. And
ever since Harry left, it's its character that's been on full display. Okay? So, and the royal family as well. The royal family have showed their character. Harry have shown his character. What they had painted Harry as since his mom left, or the tabloid have painted a picture of him, it's not what it is. We've seen it's more prestige. Yes, we've seen picture of him in the past, but he was a young man doing silly things. He wasn't a married man doing this kind of things. So I give him a pass on that. This is not to say it's okay, but he was a young man having fun. And he wasn't married. He didn't have any kids at that time. So I give him a pass. But ever since then he married, he left the institution, he have shown good, positive core values. So this is all on Charles. And we've seen the difference. We've seen the type of people he hang out with. His wife, the type of people his wife hang out. So that has nothing to do with Harry. And then they're not willing to change. This is the worst part. If Harry come to save them, this is what I call this, to come and save them. They know they're failing. They try all sort of their BS. Nobody's buying it. Okay, if Harry comes to save them, this is the worst part. Yes, Harry will save them. They give them another life support. But guess what? They go back to the same thing. What's the point? They will go back to the same thing as if nothing happened. The same kind of mindset that they are a monarch, they should be able to do whatever they want. They go back to point A again. They never learn. That's the problem. So Harry will waste his time on him. Okay, his own reputation to save the institution, because the institution is not willing to change their ways at all. Look at since his mother passed. Have they changed? No. They went back to the same kind of BS. They double, quadruple down.
As we're in this moment of transition, I think it's not unnatural that people are having conversations about the monarchy and the place of the monarchy in various countries, Canada included. And some of the recent polling is suggesting that there is a drop in the percentage of people who would like to see the monarchy continue. How do you deal with that as a family?
Well, we don't, in many respects, need to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Not least of all because it is the monarch that is the key to this, and the constitution that underpins the monarchy. We as a family see ourselves there as to support that role. What we do, we hope, contributes to the monarchy, and the way in which it can convey continuity of not just interest but of service, of understanding, the way that people and communities want to live their lives. And I think so often we get the chance to see communities and the people who do things really well and are very generous with their time in a way that, if you look at the media, you tend not to get that impression.
Are there conversations about relevance?
There will be everywhere. It's not a conversation that I would necessarily have. I think it's perfectly true that it is a moment where you need to have that discussion. But I would just underline that the monarchy provides, with the Constitution, a degree of long-term stability that is actually quite hard to come by any other way.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know.
What kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed to his own level of service. That will remain true.
I will always protect my family, and now I have a family to protect. So everything that she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and that's not me being paranoid. That's just me not wanting a repeat of the past.
Because he's been practicing for a bit, and I don't think he'll change.
Not wanting a repeat of the past.
Okay, let's read. Oh, there's my comment here. Let's read some of the comment. Imagine people on TV publicly discussing the relationship of your family your entire life, inviting strangers to phone in to share their feelings and opinion over what you should have and shouldn't do. Okay, it's not normal or fair. Okay, especially when it's on the false talking point. This was based on Harry apparently asking to stay at Barrymore. What? Asking to stay at Barrymore and being refused. I know that's BS. Yeah, that's definitely BS. Let's see here. I stopped watching that show. They also biased against Harry and Meghan, but anyone says anything about the other royals, they always counter with positive support. Storm was okay until she got a presenter job. Then she joined the line on against Harry and Meghan. Maybe it's part of the contract. That said, okay, as long as they leave Meghan's name out of their toxic family, I'm good. Harry knows how to handle them. That's true. There's me here. So it's Harry's fault that the royal family is looking so silly. They wanted Harry to be in that position so they can have something to laugh about. Now they can sit back, turn on national news, not UK, international news, watch how they talk about them. Make it a watch party with royal rats and British press. Have a laugh at you, meaning themselves. Okay, stop royal family for looking so silly is all I heard. There's me here putting the emoji. Okay, bahaha. So we all agree that the royal family looks silly. Yeah, I mean, the squad been calling them a clown for doing their stupidity. Alright, there's more comment, but let's move on. Okay, so there's this here. The Derangers are angry at Harry and Meghan because Prince of Pegging trip to US was an epic fail. Swimming with oysters, there's the laugh. Nobody recognized him in Central Park. 9/11 tourists board the ship out of gates. Bloomberg and Arden. Really? Board the shit out of Gates and Bloomberg. What did they say? I didn't hear anything about that. Mayor Eric Adams cancel him. Okay, let's see here. Because he came here just to take pictures. To say this is what he did. Because the thing with the Central Park there, I put a video about that. With the Central Park thing, if he did do it, there would have been pictures all over. But it seems like they pick it out from last year. Denmark, Crown Prince of Denmark or something did a jog in Central Park. So they took that narrative from it. I mean, I don't know. These people don't think that the answer there is alive and well. Okay, and if all that wasn't bad enough, Prince William in America was even worse. He was speaking in New York as the finalists were announced for his flagship environmental project, the Earthshot Prize. The Prince appeared in front of an audience that included Bill Gates, UN climate envoy Mike Bloomberg, and former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Yeah, she's working with him, from my understanding. Because a lot of the squad were very disappointed that she left her position. Yeah, thinking about that. Leaving her position to work with this guy. But okay, whatever fits her. Or, as I like to call them, people with nothing better to do. They certainly must have wished they were on a Earthshot the hell out of there when William began speaking. I think if we remark on how pessimistic and doom and gloom everything is, even though there is a healthy dose of that needed, it doesn't provoke the reaction from us humans that we would like. Blithered, honestly, who writes this Benob goof for him? He went to inspect some oyster beds. Don't ask me why. Oh my god, Okay, Representative for Adams did not immediately respond to a request for comment about why Adams' appearance with Prince William was so quickly scheduled and then cancelled. Maybe it's no great loss if we had to pick one royal to watch Adams pal around with, it'd be Prince Harry. FDNY Lieutenant Drew Kane said in an exclusive interview with Daily Express US, quote, "Of course, we asked him where Kate was. We wanted to know why Kate wasn't here." Ken laughed and said he didn't answer that. There was a heavy security presence standing waiting outside the FDNY 10 house, which is going to Ladder Company 10 and Engine Company 10. Many questioned at first as to whether it was actually Prince Harry. Oh no, Harry isn't here. It's so sad. Many tourists questioned where Harry was. What was it? There was a picture of him inside a fire station. There were more security in there than firemen. I think I only see one fireman talking to him, and the rest were the other, his crew, I guess. So this is what Harry did over the weekend. There's during Invictus. There's all of that. That's with NATO. And my last video, when I was trying to thinking of NATO, and I think I said UN, but this is NATO. This is, I think, when they were walking on the field, they were walking to go here to take the picture. That's what I think it was. Okay. He was nowhere. The headline article, as far I know, was all about Russell Brand, Kevin Costner divorce settlement. You needed to scroll down to see articles about his failed US Earthshot trip, Earthshot, and Bill Gates. Is the work for British media, clearly. Okay, the Central Park fairy tale is hilarious. It is. I roll over with laughter multiple times. It's hilarious. Okay, which is precisely why, as per usual, their witless PR SWAT team quickly dropped the nearly 3 weeks old story of Harry requests a room at Windsor for the night. At least we now all know who's playing the innkeeper and Royal Family 2023 nativity play. You really can't make this stuff up. Question: how does Kensington Royal continue to get it so wrong? Okay, Harry and Meghan are the moment. And the thing is that they've been doing that forever. And I don't know how is this healthy, where every day you get up, you have to think of some sort of plot, how you're gonna fool the people. If you just do the damn thing, you do it right, you be honest, this will not be so hard. But my goodness, I don't think this is healthy. I really don't know. But then again, the people in the UK keeps buying it. Alright, so this video came out. I have that. Many times I've put some clips about it. Alright, I'm gonna go into it. Okay, just really being a a-hole. It's so obvious now that Harry is the one with the intellectual and emotional intelligence. Okay, she retweeted that. Let's go into it. Hopefully this will be bigger. And then I'll come back out. Let's go into that. Alright, pause. Okay, why does the charisma vacuum workshop really keep interrupting to make immature childlike comments? With all due respect, Prince William, shut your stupid ass up. No one is impressed by you. We want to listen to the intelligent answer Prince Harry is giving. I don't know. I think that was okay, there's the date here, 2007. That's all. This clip is from 2007 of young Prince William and Harry being asked what they really want to do. Is very interesting. All right, let's listen. I'll be putting some screenshot in between, okay? Just know that already.
Just to helping people. How about you, Harry? You probably sit in a play computer games and drink beer. Thanks a lot. No, I honestly, I don't know how well this would get out, but I'd probably live in Africa. I'd like to spend all my time out there. In a humanitarian? Both. It would be a humanitarian aspect as well as a sort of safari aspect. As a job, it'd probably be a safari guide, and then it'd be really good for me because you wouldn't be around, you see, so I get how I have to.
Oh my goodness, I don't have the rest of the part here, but my goodness, he is interfering so much. I only got to the part where he will be drinking beer somewhere. My goodness, he is interfering with him so much. Jesus Christ, I'm moving it back slightly.
And then it'd be really good for me because you wouldn't be around, you see, so I get how I have to. At the same time, splitting my time between a charity, and the suit, probably the suit as well. If I became normal tomorrow, then I'd have the suit.
That word normal comes up a lot, doesn't it? It really is. It's kind of the holy grail out there.
I feel abnormal.
And you've been to the United States. You spent a little time in Tennessee. You mentioned Disney World. What are your impressions of the U.S.?
Just helping people.
Wow, that is very telling. And Harry is doing exactly what he said in that video. Exactly what he said. There's my comment here. Harry remains consistent. Now that he is normal, what is Harry doing? Exactly what he said. William's vision for Harry was to sit and drinking beer. The full of air. He's a baggage for God. Let's see here. Okay, facts. He wanted Harry to be his court jester. That's for sure. Okay, I've noticed that he used joking insults a lot, and not just with Harry. It's his vision of humor. He just seems mean. Yeah. Yep, that's all he had about him. Always trying to put Harry down. Willy is sick. He is. The thing is that this is very interesting. The thing is that the people around him, Princess Diana knew how to stop him. When he does something, Princess Diana stop him on the spot. But over there, since his mom passed, nobody put any restriction on him. He felt like this was the right thing to do every time too, because they put in his head, he's the heir to the throne. He should get whatever he wants. He has power over Harry. So that's the problem here. Nobody show him how to be a good human. And I've said this in some other videos. And I think, even though both kids, William and Harry, should be treated equally, okay? But for William, knowing the fact that once he get older, once he become king, everything will be for him. They should have treat him a little bit more harder, make things a little bit more restricted, so he will know how it feels once he got everything. He will appreciate those things more. But instead, throughout his life, it's like there's no restriction, so he never knows any values of things, the value of things. He doesn't know it, okay? Because he discards things like nothing. There's no restriction at all within him. There's no boundaries. So he will remain like that. I just don't see how his children will be different, because the other parent is, you would have thought that they have different set of values, but it's even worse, treating her like a doormat, and she's okay with it. Harry have been doing the exact same thing that he said in the interview. William is insufferable, hates when the attention is not on him, to like him what. So there's that here. I'm not gonna play this because YouTube will think it's violent. Okay, so there's that. Okay, always does. Gotta get that Harry put down, and Harry only had to say it. William knew. Alright, this is a GIF. I'm better than William, so it's fine. There it is. There it is. Yeah, he was right. Before, when I've seen this, I've seen the how do you call this, the interview on this. I mean, you would think it's just something he said out of the blue. But when you think about it, it is in full display now. This is it. Some of the things that he said in the closing ceremony about the uniform, when his parents took the uniform away from him, he can't put the uniform, he can do this and whatever. And he had a perfect response for it.
The uniform you've been wearing this past week will give you a new story to tell. And for others, it may give your old uniform new meaning. But I'm here to remind you that after all this, you don't need to rely on a uniform, nor should you ever feel lost without one.
Okay, he is shift anyway. He is shit anyway. Look at his life now. Unhappiness popped up, fell at literally every single thing he does. Look at his post today by his biggest friend, Kate Middleton, aka Mumberton, had to dim her light for William to shine. They all know what they have in Willy. Okay. That is the fan here. This one of the most moment Harry should have shown difference like Catherine did. He is responsible for their relationship deteriorated, and this was the start. So they're blaming Harry for that too? My goodness. So when is Harry gonna live his life? So Harry's supposed to slow down and let William win. So the same way this one. Oh my God, these people are ridiculous. All right, let's read here. What a sick individual. That's been William's whole aim in life, to demean anything Harry says. There is another interview just the same. William can't stand Harry getting the spotlight. He has to continually belittle him. There's one, I think it was during their mother's kind of thing. They were doing something for their mom, and they were interviewing them in a studio. I'm telling you, he put him down there too.
Yeah, well, for a concert it'll be easy, and it's actually been a lot tougher than you imagine.
Yeah. We couldn't have done it with everybody else's help.
Yeah.
Everyone coming together, all the little cogs and pieces put together to turn out to get this, and it's just amazing.
I mean, to be fair, we know nothing about concerts. So, you know,
You do now.
Well, yeah, no, everyone else has done all the hard work. We just came up with the idea. So.
Has there been any kind of diva demands or sort of pop stars you've had to deal with that have been quite tricky?
We couldn't possibly be so indiscreet.
The Spice Girls were quite keen to.
It's been the hardest. Some cigarettes somewhere and a beer. That's about it, really. But apart from that, it's been pretty easy.
The Spice Girls were quite keen to.
It's been the hardest. Some cigarettes somewhere and a beer. That's about it, really. But apart from that, it's been pretty easy.
Okay, Prince William loves to make fun of Harry, making everyone think Harry has no intellectual thing to say. Listen to Harry, watch how Prince William interrupt him every opportunity when Harry talks about the seriousness of staying in Africa, which William is to be future king. And then this is the thing too. And this interview that we just showed you, Harry been saying things about Africa. Harry have been consistent. He doesn't like being in the UK because of the paparazzi. He prefer being in Africa, and he's saying here he would love to be working in Africa doing safari thing and all of that. He's been doing that, okay, since the Bali, and now he's living in the US doing all of these things. Okay, so Harry has been consistent. And then there was an spare, I believe, I forgot how this conversation came about, where William said Africa is his. How the hell Africa is his? Even as a continent, it doesn't belong to him. Nobody. It belongs to the African people with their respective countries. They have to take care of it. I don't know where he got this thing from. Like Africa is his. My goodness. Prince Harry did the right thing and continued to speak about the project. And we have seen it. This is his consistent of being doing things. And he knew what he enjoyed doing. Even then, good King Harry was talking about a job, safari work. He never planned on being a welfare prince like William. I love him even more for this. And the thing is, I've said this before. I have a feeling he was gonna stay in the institution until William kids are at age to do their own engagement. I think that's what he was gonna be doing. And then afterward, he was gonna leave and do his own thing. But they refused to do that. Are they teaching those young kids how to do things properly? Be somewhat human being, not that they know their ways is not working. And I've said this as well. The thing that's going on here with Charles and then now William, this started since the Queen's father passed. The men in gray suit went to work to dumb down the monarchy. Alright, so I don't know. This is why I said it would take a miracle for the other kids, the spares, to come to have some sort of the same kind of thing that happened to Harry. Okay, he was always an insecure spoiled brat. Even in that interview they did together where Harry said, "I'm better than William, so it's fine," William constantly interrupted him, saying all the creepy things like Harry was snoring, eating on the fridge, doesn't clean or wash. I was appalled. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back. I'm done with this. This is the original thing here. Let's read some of this. People, in most of the childhood videos I watched, it was obvious to me that Diana loved her second-born son much more than William. I don't think so. I think she knew. I don't think so. No mother loved their child more than the other. But because of where those children were born within the institution, I think she was leveling them based on what was ahead for them. For William, she knew William would be future king.
Would it be your wish that when Prince William comes of age that he were to succeed the Queen rather than the current Prince of Wales?
My wish is that my husband finds peace of mind, and from that follows other things, yes.
So she was training him to be part of the institution in a sense that she saw would be well fit. Like for instance, she would take both of them to homeless shelters, right? Same as Harry. But when she passed, all this just went to waste. Look at now. What's happening now? Are they treating the people of the UK who are in need, who can pay for their heating bill and all of that? These are the things that Princess Diana was raising William to be compassionate, know what to do when situations like that happen. But instead, you see where he aligned himself with. Okay, don't give a rat's ass about people who's not even be able to for school lunch, for instance. There's so many things he could advocate for in the UK. So many things. It's so obvious. I know I'm sitting in my comfort of my home, but I didn't raise to be in this type of kind of thing. But you could see where certain things in his position where he could easily advocate for. Even if the government is not putting money into those projects, him himself, the position that he's in, the same way that Harry sees how well his position is, uses platform to raise money for the school kids or things like that. But he doesn't see that. He does not see that.
New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to try and make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
So Princess Diana was raising both boys with their respective roles in the future. William was gonna be the king, so Princess Diana was showing him how to be a good king, to be humble yourself, look at the poor, look what they're doing, things like that. And then Harry was, she know Harry was not gonna be the king, so she was teaching him how to be self-sufficient eventually.
My mum clearly taught me a certain set of values of which I will always try and uphold, despite the role and the job that sometimes that entails, if you know what I mean. But I think I will always protect my family, and now I have a family to protect. So everything that she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and that's not me being paranoid, that's just me not wanting a repeat of the past.
And this is what Harry have done, and Harry have said that. I think when he was in South Africa, when he was doing the interview with what's his name, Robbie or something like that journalist that later on I believe William claimed that he's not dealing with him because he was nice to Harry or something like that. Some stupid thing I came across. I don't know if it's even true. Okay, so Harry said he has a set of values that his mom taught him. So throughout his childhood, Princess Diana have taught him certain things, and he wants to keep in touch. Look how both of them grew up. But once the mom passed, the institution, the firm, took over William, erased everything that Princess Diana have taught him.
That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against her?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife of the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
The most damaging charge that is made in relation to your marriage is that you were, because of your relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, from the beginning, persistently unfaithful to your wife and thus caused the breakdown. What is your response to that persistent criticism?
That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
Oh, that's the persistent criticism, is it? Well, and the trouble is, you see, that these things, again, as I was saying earlier, are so personal. It's difficult to know quite how to, to talk about these things in front of everybody. And obviously, I don't think many people would want to.
Which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
But I mean, all I can say is that there's been so much speculation, feeding on every other kind of speculation, that it all becomes bigger and bigger. I mean, all I can say is that I mean, there is no truth in so much of this.
Which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
Speculation. And Mrs. Parker Bowles is a great friend of mine.
Which played on her fears and fueled paranoia. Which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
Okay, and make things easy for him where he doesn't see that he needs to work harder for. But Harry always got the end of the stick. So he had to work extra hard to be up to par. So this one I don't agree with. It's just the way after the Princess Diana passed, the institution sort of took over and then ignored Harry. And then whatever, in a way I have to say thank you, because they didn't erase what was in his brain, what Princess Diana had instilled in him, because they erased what was in William's brain. Okay, so Princess Diana was raising both boys to their respective roles in the future. So I don't think Princess Diana loved one more than the other. Look how they even made him say about his mom being a paranoid. Okay, blame everything on some interview. He doesn't give the father any fault for being, sleeping around and all of that. So they erase whatever Princess Diana put in his head. And that's why sometimes I'm like surprised. He's older. He should have known. He saw the pain and agony his mom was facing. But no, they erase everything in his brain. The UK is good at that, okay? To manipulate people's mind. Okay, let's continue reading this. Who was aware of that and mistreated his baby boy ever since. I mean, we've seen in pictures and videos putting the puppy down. And you see Princess Diana put him over to leave Harry alone. and Princess Diana will give him the rabbit first, and then he said he doesn't want it. And then Princess Diana gave it to Harry. And then all of a sudden, he wants it. Princess Diana took the rabbit from Harry to give it back to William? No. You said no before, so now it's Harry's turn. So this is the way this thing is. Princess Diana had a way of dealing with them. She knows that William will get the first choice. So she gave him the bunny first. Okay? He rejected the bunny. And then Princess Diana said, okay, you don't want the bunny. Let me give it to Harry. And then Harry embraced the bunny, start petting the bunny and all of that. And then all of a sudden, William wants it. Did Princess Diana take the bunny away from Harry? No. She let Harry be. Alright? So this is the way that Princess Diana was. Because most people, let's say if it was a courtier that was there, okay, after William rejected the bunny, the courtier will take the bunny away from Harry, even though Harry was petting the bunny, and will take it and give it back to William when William rejected the first time. Okay, so this is why I say as well, when they're saying that when it comes to Meghan and all of that, even if he were to marry Meghan, I'm just hypothetically, okay, I think from day one Meghan would have rejected him because he's not a nice person. That's Meghan's first barrier of defense. Is the person nice? If the person nice, okay, I'll take a second look.
Who introduced you? Was she trying to set you up?
Yes, it was definitely a setup. It was a blind date.
It was a blind date,
and,
for sure.
And it's so interesting because we talk about it now, and even then, because I'm from the States, you don't grow up with the same understanding of the royal family, and so while I now understand very clearly there's a global interest there, I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it didn't seem like it would make sense, and so we went and met for a drink, and then I think very quickly into that we said, well, what are we doing tomorrow?
But the first time, that's good enough. Meghan would have rejected him anyway if things were the other way around. But the thing is that even if William were to marry someone else other than Kate, the woman will still have the same issue, because once he's done with them, with the person, he doesn't want to deal with them, and then there's never any restriction. And this is why I also say they should have raised him much tougher, not give him everything that he wants, because he doesn't know the value of anything. It's just me, give me. I want this, give it to me. I want that, give it to me. So there's no restriction where you have to work extra hard to get it. Once you have it, you know how precious it is, how much of a hard work you did to get it. So he never have that. All right. Okay, I think she loved them both. That's it. I think she loved them both equally. And if she lived, things would have been better for the brothers. I think so too. Jodiva got it. I agree with Jodiva. Okay, yes, maybe, but let me rephrase it. Most likely Harry was her favorite son. Nah, I don't think so. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't think Princess Diana had more love for the other. And comprehensively, for me, to this day, that William said about his deceased mother, well, yes, like I said, they erase things in his head. Okay, the mentality of things, the UK knows how to play with the mental psyche of people. All right, so they erase whatever William knew about his mom, and they implanted nonsense in his head. Okay, they implanted nonsense in his head. And then just keep in mind as well, like I said, they never give him any restriction of things. So they make things easier for him. And then through conversation, easy conversation, laughter, they're telling him things about his mom without him knowing. Okay, they're erasing things. Look how what's happening to politicians around the world. Okay, they are being framed by doing silly things, and compromising position. How did they get them? By having fun with them, drinking with them, partying with them, bring hookers, probably, in my humble opinion, to get them in compromising position while they were having fun. It's the same thing with William. They're having fun with him, make things easy for him, you know, like through easy conversation. They're implanting nonsense into his head, and he started believing them. And you see how the royal rats went to work. They're not hiding it. They're not hiding any of this. They told us how they went to work. And Princess Diana had told her end of the bargain as well, how she received it, how it bothers her. Okay?
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife to the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
So they erase all of that, and this is what's good with what Princess Diana did. She did the best that she can, even though they were putting restriction on her. She got the word out, and this is what pisses them off, because they wanted to control everything, but Princess Diana found a way to put her side of the story out. And we're seeing the same thing is being played again. Okay, are they... Okay, let's see here. Did I finish with it? What William said about his deceased mother. Like I said, they put that in him. Are there any interviews with Peggy on his own? Okay, I don't know if you guys remember some of the older interviews with them, but William always had to take a jab at Harry. However, he tried to play it off as a joke. If you listen to what he says, you'll notice there was more there. Okay, always taking a jab. Okay, so true. All along, it was Harry who was the intelligent one, thinking about the video Charles calling infant William a bit dumb. Where did I see it? There was a video. Did I share this? I came across that video. Charles had the foresight. Yeah. A bit dumb. Okay, this is the difference between being loved versus being trained. William was trained. That's it. William was trained to be in his position, and Harry was loved on by his mother for 12 years, and 12 years the institution catered to William, so he never needed emotional intelligence or good character. Harry had no choice but to mature. That's it. This person hit the nails on the head. That's it. This is it. Okay, the condescending way William talks to with Harry, he has always been a jerk, and it was obvious in the interview they had together. I am happy Harry is successful with children and wife, eating good homemade meals. Alright, after this, that's it. He's been told that he's better, brighter, worthy than his brother all his life. That's it. They put nonsense in his head. This is the thing here. Okay, he had convinced himself that nothing Harry says is worth anything, so he can talk over him. This is not the only footage that William the Basher has done this. Yeah, that's it. Let's go to the next tweet. Oh my god, I stayed too long on that one.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.